This week we brought you the story of a beneficiary who says he was treated like a dog by the Ministry of Social Development and left to live on and off in his car, despite being ill with a potentially fatal condition and reliant on a wheelchair at the time. He took his case to the Social Security Appeal Authority and won, meaning MSD has been forced to wipe the $10,000 plus debt it was making him pay back for motel accommodation. The man, who now lives in a Housing NZ property, told Checkpoint he'd like to meet the Deputy Boss of MSD, Viv Rickard, and Social Development Minister Carmel Sepuloni face to face so they can hear firsthand his concerns about his treatment, the culture in the ministry and the accommodation debt he says that is weighing beneficiaries down. On Tuesday, Mr Rickard said MSD would apologise to the man. We checked with him this morning and that still hadn't happened. So earlier this afternoon, I went looking for Viv Rickard. Hi, Mr Rickard, Lisa Owen from Checkpoint. Hi, I've been talking to your media person, Ruth, we have been, who says that, yes we are, who says that you don't have the number for the gentleman that we've been talking to you about to apologise. So I'm just going to extend the invitation. He's home now, he's willing to host you if you would like to come round and apologise to him directly. We could take you there when you're finished here.
I'm happy to deal with the apology. Thank you for the invitation to go around with you, but I don't need to. Lisa, I don't think that'd be appropriate, actually.
Have you managed to contact him?
Well, we've been trying to contact him. I know from our people that have been trying. I tried, so as I spoke to you the other day.
In what way trying to contact?
I think they've been trying to do it by phone, but I think we have got his details. So if our media people have told you that they haven't got these details, I'd be surprised, but we've been trying to contact him. If we need to go around and see him because we can't contact him, we will.
Are you going to give him a personal apology, or I understand from the Minister that a letter has been dispatched to him. Is that sufficient in your view?
Well, as I said to you the other day, the issue that we're dealing with is the fact that the recoverable debt we made it recoverable. We've dealt with that. We've indicated that we're going to apologise. I've said we've done the wrong thing. I think we can do better, actually. So, and if that means we have to go around to do it because we haven't been able to locate him, we will.
Well, he would welcome the invitation, the opportunity to talk to you directly. He says he's got concerns about the culture within your department, that they still exist. They're not historic concerns, they're the concerns here and now, and also concerns about the way he's treated and the issue of recoverable debt. Would you commit to meeting with him face to face?
Well, I'm not sure if, in terms of the relationship between the clients, I don't want to do that through the media. So I hear what you're saying, but the issue with our clients shouldn't be dealt with through the media, and I'm not going to do that. Sure. You've indicated that you've spoken to him, acting as an advocate as it sounds, and I'd rather us do the apology in the right way, not because the media are forcing, because it's the right thing to do.
Okay, if it's the right thing to do, how come it hasn't happened yet?
Look, we will get around to say sorry to him, and we'll do that genuinely, not because the media are saying you must come around with me on a car. It's because we should actually apologise.
I've extended an invitation.
Yeah, and I've
extended an invitation.
Yeah, but I think, to be fair, the invitation is based on the fact that you probably knew that I was going to decline. You're an experienced journalist, but I think we need to apologise to him, and I'm very clear about that.
I hadn't prejudged your response, but if you don't wish to go round, that's your choice. But I'm asking you whether it is sufficient to send a letter in the mail, which is what I've been told you have done to date.
I've made it very clear that we're going to apologise to him. It's not about a letter. We need to make this clear in terms of our previous engagement that we would contact him and speak to him and apologise.
But you won't give a commitment to meet with him, which is what he wants.
Oh, look, if we need to meet with him and if that's going to happen, we'll sort something out. But we will apologise to him. I don't want anybody to be of, concern that we're not going to apologise to him. If that, if we can do that face to face, that would be great. We'll sort out something that works for him. We'll do it when it works for him, and hopefully we can get that done. So it'll be great. We've dealt with a particular issue that was brought to our attention. We've fixed it up. We've apologised.
Haven't apologised yet.
Well, I've apologised to you on radio, and I've indicated what we were going to do, and I understand that you've been dealing with the clients. I'm sure he's heard that apology. But we are going to front up to do that. So that's our focus.
Have you got a time frame to do that?
In terms of dealing with our client, it's about a client that we have. We'll do the apology as quickly as we can, but it's a matter of just organising that works for him and for the organisation, and get the right people around.
But you haven't contacted him yet?
I haven't been able to contact him.
Why?
I've tried, we have not been able to contact him. Well, I have not been able to contact him. I know I have other staff members that are trying. I'm not sure how that's going. But
do you know what manner they've used to contact him?
No, I don't. I don't know all the detail about what all of my staff are doing today, but I can tell you that we've tried, And the key story here, I know this is pointing like we're not contacting our client. This was a good news story about a client that was wrongly dealt with, and I made the decision to fix that up and to write $10,000 worth of debt off. Right?
Mr. Rickard, that's a good story, that one of your clients has to battle for over a year, take it through the appeals process, get a advocacy group to help him with a lawyer in order to get back what he's entitled to. That's a good news story?
No, the good news story is that I've written off the debt,
okay.
Right? I think for this client, remembering, as I spoke to you previously, that I've 5 months in the organisation. First time I was made aware of it, I looked at it and made the decision very quickly about what we were going to do. That's what you'd expect me to do. There are a lot of things happening in the organisation, trying to do the right thing by clients. It's not always easy. I get that the media and others want to make a story of this, but the key thing is, could we have done better? Yes. Should we fix that up? Yes. Should we apologise? Yes. Are we going to? Yes.
So a few hours after Checkpoint chased up Viv Rickard from MSD and also spoke to the Social Development Minister, there have been developments. The man at the centre of this case got a house call from an MSD branch manager shortly before 4 this afternoon. He says that manager stayed for about half an hour and delivered a letter. 4 paragraphs of the 6-paragraph letter outline the numbers, the debt that's being wiped, what's happening to the repayments that have already been made. 2 lines could be said to resemble an apology. I spoke to the man just before we came to air and asked him had there been any sign that MSD had been trying to contact him earlier, as they had said.
There's been no messages left, no letters from MSD whatsoever.
No note on your door? No note on your door or anything? And so nothing in the mailbox?
Nothing whatsoever.
So there's no evidence that you've seen that they've tried to contact you before this afternoon?
None whatsoever.
And then this afternoon, you say someone turned up?
Approximately half an hour ago, I had an unexpected visitor show up from MSD. It was a branch manager, centre manager from the Onehunga branch. And basically, the nature of his visit was to basically hand over a letter, apology letter. And also in regards to the debts being wiped.
Okay, so I've had a chance to look at this letter, and there is 2 lines in there which are the apology. We recognise that the lengthy process of resolving this appeal would have been difficult for you. The Ministry takes this opportunity to apologise for any inconvenience caused during this period. What do you think of that apology?
Well, it feels as though, once again, I'm not being treated with the respect that I'm due. I don't think there's any compassion being shown whatsoever. It's the usual behaviour from MSD.
And that was the man at the centre of the case that we've been reporting on this week. Checkpoint also caught up with Social Development Minister Carmel Sepuloni, and she says she will consider meeting him face-to-face to discuss his concerns. I also asked her about Labour's pre-election pledge to wipe beneficiaries' emergency housing debt and why that hadn't happened yet.
The legislation is really clear that MSD can only wipe debt where MSD has made a mistake. And so in situations like the one that we're talking about, he absolutely had every right to go for a review of decision, and that was the right decision. He needed to have that debt wiped because that was MSD's fault. And so where
So was that a hollow promise that you made?
No. Where MSD has made a mistake, then debt needs to be wiped. That's what the legislation states.
And that is Social Development Minister Carmel Sepuloni. Now, a reminder, the man's motel accommodation debt started accruing as far back as 2015, was built up under the national government, but he was still required to pay it back and was paying it back under this current government. And figures released in March of this year show that there's close to $480 million still owed by beneficiaries in recoverable grants, and we will keep you posted on whether those meetings come to anything, the request for those meetings.